Well guys, welcome back. We have our demolition derby tier list. If this turns out to be a hit, maybe I will get smaller photos. Maybe I will get the board off the ground. Maybe I'll just clean my hands. Only the future will tell. But on that note, we have more cars that we can add to our list. So, where do you think the first car is going to end up? In God tier? Legendary status? Okay? Or shit or absolute shit? I still don't see a Daewoo on here yet. You know what? I'm gonna go for a different one. Okay, guys. The car I have right here, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. The car I have right here is gonna be a two-parter. And the reason it's gonna be a two-parter is I actually think they're the exact same car with small subtle changes. I think these two here, I'm only gonna stick one on the wall, but I'm gonna explain it. So I just said that in the last episode that this Camry here is pretty much the same from 92 until 2001, which it is. Everything's interchangeable with small variances. Well, here comes our next cars. We have your 94, 93 until like 2000, 99, 98 Honda Accord, and we have your square body Honda Accord. Now, overall, out of both of these, I like the square body Honda Accord. That Honda Accord, I've ran a lot of them. I've actually ran a Honda Accord wagon out of one of those. And why I'm considering these the same cars is the suspension's the same. Front spindles are actually better on square body. The rear subframe is actually better on square body. The metal, I do believe, is better on those ones, but the engines, the motor mounts, the suspension, I think everything is actually better on these cars. So I'm gonna say that this car and that car is the same one. I'm not a Honda expert. I will say that right now, guys, I'm not a Honda expert. I have never ran a square body Honda, mostly because I live in Canada and these things really don't exist anymore. I have ran two of those Hondas. Pretty impressed. The wagon, I actually drove the wagon on the road for 2 years and then I derbied it. Great buy. Paid 600 bucks for it, drove it for 2 years, destroyed the wagon, had fun destroying it in the derby, ended up, I think I won or came second in the derby, can't remember. But, Honda Accord. These cars, I think there's a couple drawbacks. One, the style of wishbone suspension. In a smaller track, these cars are not that good. I find that you need a big track where these cars can keep the speed up, because if you take a tire shot with these Hondas, you're going to break a spindle and it's not a good time. Yes, you can reinforce the spindles. Yes, you can seat belt the spindles. Yes, you can break the upper ball joints. Yes, you can break. There's so many things in the front of this that's weak, but one thing that's not weak in these is the frame. The frame on these cars are incredibly tough. At the front, they're like a foot tall. They don't have a full subframe. They have like a one middle bar. Unbelievably tough in the front. I think these things here, if you take this nose to nose with a Camry, the Camry is going to struggle. This thing's going to just not care. And if it's a big enough track with a manual, because the automatics suck, but with a manual, you hit, get out of the way, you have to be fast in these. If you were a driver that likes to take your time, look around, count after making a hit, this is not the car for you. This is the car where you hit 5, 6, 6,500 RPMs and you go from one end of the track to the other. You hit somebody so hard it spins you around. You don't even let off the gas and you take off again. These cars are mad dog cars. I like them. I will be doing the newer Honda than this, and you guys should stick around for that. Not today, because I don't have it. So this car right here, This car right here has a Facebook following called, I think it's Honda Nation on Facebook. I go down to Meltdown. There's not as many Accords as there were before in years past, but you know what, when you go to the Accords, these guys only run Accords. They tell Camrys to go eat shit. These guys care about their Accords. They drive them like they have to. The backs of these are how you kill them. You cannot kill one of these square in the front. You can take a spindle out, but if they're going fast enough, the only way you can kill them is by taking that rear end and folding those rear tires off the ground, and then you slow them down enough where you can take out the front tires. So for that, I'm gonna say they are here. Not God tier. See, this list is kind of empty, so like, I'm gonna put it right under the Lumina. Do I think it's God tier? No. If I'm at a show, I keep my eyes on those Accords because not only are they fast, they're strong, and the guys that really drive the Accords really know how to drive the Accords, and they know how to build them. A well-built Accord is something I do not take my eyes off on the ring. But unfortunately, I do not think it's God tier. I think this car here is just a little bit low. I don't think it's dog shit, I'll tell you that. It's a tough car. But I only put one of the stickers up there. Now, I'm a compact guy. I'm gonna say this. So the next car is another compact. Now, do I think this car is a God tier? No. No, I don't. I think there's quite a bit of things in this car that are making it not God tier, and I don't have a whole lot of experience with this. But you know what? I just built one of these cars, and I took my time, and I invested a lot into it, and I invested a lot of time, and I really pushed the rules. And I was actually surprised with where it went and how it went. I'm sorry guys, but it's another Camry. So this Camry right here is a 2002 to 2006 Toyota Camry. Now these have a lot of different engine choices. These come with a 2.4 fuel injected, which is a drive-by-wire. These come with a 3-liter fuel injected, which is drive-by-wire. This comes with a 3.3 or 3.5 V6 as well. So, some problems with this. In Canada, these rear subframes do not hold up. They rot out. They're all going to be rotted. They're all going to be rotted. The front frames, the subframe mounts so far back that you physically cannot cut the car shorter. I put a 3100 in this and the bumper was touching the motor. I cut it too short. If you took the 1.8 out of this Corolla and you put it inside of this car, you could probably cut it back. But stock class, bone stock class, where you can't move the wiring, you can't do nothing, you can't shorten the frame, you can't do the bumper, I think this car and this car are competitive. Very competitive. Stock class, I think this car and this car are competitive. Stock class, I think, actually in stock class, I think all these are competitive. This one here, not so much, but it will run for you. It will be a great car. It will just not be super competitive. This car right here, the aftermarket's not there for it right now. The electrical in it is starting to find some gremlins. The rust is getting to these. The A-arms are weaker, the struts are weaker, the rear spindles like to break off the hubs but doesn't break the spindles. The rear subframes rot out. The speaker decks on these, much tougher. I think if we can figure out the electrical and figure out how to make these things run longer, I think these things are going to be competitive. I don't think these things are going to replace these things, but you know, in the future, I think it's going to become a good car. In stock class, yes. In mod, I'm not willing to put a whole lot of money on it. But for that, I'm gonna move it down. In the future, depending on how this car does, it might actually go down a bit more. It might actually come up, I don't know, but in a bumper swap, threaded rod, big track, I would take an Accord over one of these. maybe with a little bit more research and a little bit more aftermarket, these 2.4s will become a much more reliable. We'll have to see. So we have one more car for today's list. Now this one right here is a little out of my neck of the woods, and I've actually, believe it or not, never built one of these. I've built one of these that is newer, I built one of these that is older. I've never actually built one of these. I think this car here, a lot of the shows in the US have rules for them. I think there's rules specifically designed for these. I think that they are an excellent car. I think the frames go for a lot. I think that these ones here are great, great cars that I unfortunately don't know how to build. And what we're talking about is a Crown Vic 98 to 02. So 98 to 02s do have a little bit different of a frame. I think they have the double front frames. I think they had, this is where they got rid of the 4-link in the, well, the triangulated 4-link and went to the straight 4-link with the Panhard or Watts link. I think that these things here have changed the Derby sport. I think the 4.6s are great, great motors. And I think that most of the stock guys that run these have a great time with them. They don't have the aluminum spindles. They do have weaker upper A-arms. I'd rather an A-arm fold than a spindle brake, but these 98 02s, I'm pretty sure this is 98 02. Google told me it was a 98 02. Please tell me, guys, is this a 98 02 or is that an 03 and newer? I will openly admit I'm not a Crown Vic expert, but for how much this car is used in the Derby world and being one of the last full frame cars ever to be sold in North America, that is passenger vehicles, I do think this thing, without any argument, belongs in God tier. I really do. And you guys are gonna say, oh, you should reserve that for the Imperial. Imperials are the gods. Like, there's no doubt in that. I am actually, just so you guys think, oh, he's only ever gonna do compacts. He's only ever gonna do compact. I am gonna put the Crown Vic half over top of the Toyota Camry. Just to show you how dominant the Crown Vic is, I'm gonna say that it is above the Toyota Camry on for what it has done to the Derby world and how it has changed the Derby world and the aftermarket and how many shows this thing has won everywhere around the world. So, this is just my list, guys. My list may be 100% different than yours. If you think this is a great idea and you want me to go other places, leave some comments of cars that you guys think I should do. I might have to make them smaller. I might have to get these prints just a little bit smaller. I'm not very good with staples in the computer, but these are some big damn photos. But let me point this out. This was my first attempt, and I said that's way too big. So just to show you, I did make them smaller from the first time I tried. But I want you guys to leave your comments down below if you agree where I put the cars, if you disagree, and anything that else that you want to see on here. The only thing I don't want to see commented is a goddamn Daewoo. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you back here later on Zach's Workshop.